What is up, Scorpio? How are y'all doing? Time to go ahead and bust out your extended reading for November 2023. Just giving it one last comb through to see if there's anything left on the table from the main monthly reading and the bonus. So for those of you who would like to schedule a personal reading, all that information's in the description of this video. Don't forget about the big November reading sale where I have $100 off all Zoom call readings. That sale will be for November only. December 1st, all Zoom calls go back to regular price. All right, let's jump right on into this. And as you can see, I'm currently out of town in Las Vegas right now, so I'm not using my software. So I won't have the little banners up at the bottom. So we are starting this off though with the person from the past. Let's see if there's anything else on the table for Scorpio. For the person from the past, let's see. Anything left on the table here? Anything at all? Ooh, Emperor in the reverse. Could be an Aries for some of you. I would have to say that I think this person is definitely intimidated by you. The Ten of Wands. Is that you or them? Or perhaps both of you? Kind of feel like it's them, honestly. Right straight off the rip next to that Emperor card reversed. They are still carrying this burden of whatever it was that happened between the two of you. So for those of you wondering whether or not they have moved on, especially if this was something long term. Believe it or not, I do get that question very frequently. You know, my boyfriend or girlfriend of 5 years just left me last month. Have they moved on? No. No, they have not. I don't care how much it looks like they've moved on. No, they ain't. But, yeah. Let's see here. All right. Strength card. That kind of feels to me like you have a few choice words that you want to say to them, don't you? But you're biting your tongue. Holding back because it's not worth it. All right? It's not worth it. Especially if this is somebody that you've already gone around and around and around with. You've probably already told them everything that you have to say. You don't have anything new to say, right? We fixed signs typically tend to be that way, right? You know, once I speak my mind, I ain't got nothing new to say. No, I haven't changed my mind. I still feel the same way, right? You don't have anything new to tell them. Could be a Sagittarius for some of you. Yeah, I'm just really getting this funny idea that it looks like you are looking at them and it looks like they've moved on. And I think, honestly, they think the same about you. Because we do have this Hermit. The Hermit and the Nine of Cups. I think both of you are looking at each other. You think they've moved on. They think you've moved on. I don't think either of you have, for real. I don't think either of you have. We'll have to see the outcome, but I'm kind of feeling like at some point, some sort of reconciliation attempt is going to be made. Knight of Cups, Ace of Cups. I'm feeling like, now I'm not 100% sure if this is actually in November. We'll see as we get deeper into this, but it does feel like a lot of energy is brewing for a reconciliation attempt to be made. Probably in the next 3 months. Could be an Aquarius for some of you. Yeah, see, look, now we got Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. So y'all both think each other has moved on, and I don't think either of you have. Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands. I don't think either of you have moved on. You've probably thrown in the white towel and given up on it, but that doesn't necessarily mean you've moved on. And look, I don't care if you hop on a plane and fly across the country, get a new job, a new house, get into a new relationship, and it looks like that you've moved on. That don't mean you've moved on. You can't fake energy. You can't fake energy. And that's one of the biggest problems with humanity today, is lots and lots of people out there love to fake energy. Now let's look and see how this person feels about you at the deepest level. Well, let's see how they be feeling at the deepest level. See? I think they want the silence to be broken. They want the silence to be broken. Moon card. Could be a Pisces for some of you. Yeah, they're keeping their feelings very, very, very closed off. They're holding their cards very close to their chest. No pun intended. They're keeping this to themselves big time. They don't know how to approach you. They don't know how to start a conversation with you. They feel like they've learned a very valuable lesson, though. Because I know there's one or two of you asking, have they learned their lesson? Yeah, they learned it. Yeah, they did. But you see, just because they've learned their lesson doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to swallow that ego pill and come forward and say it, right? That's two totally separate things. If I learn my lesson, that's one thing. I keep it to myself because I'm embarrassed, right? It's kind of what this feels like. They've learned their lesson, but they're too embarrassed to say anything about it. I don't know if they have the balls to come forward and admit that they learned their lesson and then actually do something about it. That takes a whole other level of ego death. Too afraid to come forward. Don't know how to approach you. They don't know how to start a conversation with you. Again, could be an Aries for some of you. I also have Taurus and Pisces here. All right. By the way, you completed a karmic contract with this person. You definitely completed it. So if you're wondering, is this karmic cycle over? Well, the karmic contract is complete, but whether or not the cycle is over is up to you. That's another question that I get very frequently. Is this karmic cycle over? You tell me. You tell me. Are you going to put an end to it? Are you going to put an end to it, or are you just going to keep getting sucked back into it? That's up to you. The karmic contract and the karmic cycle are two different things. The contract was whatever we agreed to do before we came in here. But a lot of times what you see people do is they'll come together, they'll complete the contract, but they keep trying to do it over and over and over again. So thus repeating the karmic cycle. Let's see if there will be a reconciliation attempt. What's the outcome here? At least for November. Let's just see November only. Oh, no. Wheel of Fortune again. And this is a different deck, by the way. I have two decks. I don't know why I brought two Rider-Waite decks. I normally don't do that, but out of town in Vegas, partying with the Leo King and Everyday Masters. It's been a fun time, man. Okay, so for November, I think this person is making their way towards you very slowly. They're inching their way towards you. But for the month of November, I'm not feeling like a love offer is being made. Two of Swords. I'm honestly feeling like, though, with the way the energy looks right now, it does look like that is coming later on down the line. I just don't think it's going to be November. See, look, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. They're inching their way towards you. Every now and then they'll do something to try to get your attention, but as far as actually coming forward, showing up in your inbox, really trying to push for a reconciliation attempt, I'm not convinced that's happening in actual November. I use time frames very loosely, but if I had to give that a future time frame, probably another 2 or 3 months down the line. Let's get some advice. Let's grab a couple of advice cards here for this situation. Ooh, Page of Pentacles. So if you do choose to communicate with this person, lay some boundaries on the table and keep them at a very healthy arm's distance. Yeah, don't just jump head first into this. Keep them at a very healthy arm's distance, because what you want to do is you want to look to see if there was a genuine change in frequency and in energy. And yes, you have to change too. Yes, you do. In order for a reconciliation to work out successfully, both people involved have to bring a new energy back to the connection. Not just one person, not just the other person, not just the person who was the primary catalyst for the problem. Okay? Because like vibration attracts like vibration. That's the only way the two of you can come together. The two of you have to be vibrating at the same frequency. And there's no judgment when you talk about frequency. It doesn't mean good frequency, bad frequency. Okay? It's just simply a frequency. How you respond to that frequency is what is good or bad. Okay? That I don't really have a whole lot of time to break that down. But the two of you came together because you were vibrating at the same frequency. Whatever that frequency was ended up manifesting in a separation. So all it takes is one person. I was just telling Libra this too. Coming back to the connection, bringing the same energy, and it'll manifest the same outcome. So while you're working on your energy, watch to make sure there was a genuine change in energy with this person. And with that, in order to do that, you have to be kind of patient. You got to be kind of patient, because obviously, especially when a past person comes back, you know they putting their best foot forward. They're telling you everything you want to hear, and they're going to come forward with a mask on. And you got to sit and watch them to see whether or not that mask is going to come off. All right? And usually, well, psychology says within a 3-month time period. Within a 3-month time period, somebody's true colors will start to bubble up to the surface. That's what psychology says. In a vast majority of cases, though, it doesn't quite take that long. Especially with a past person. If it's a past person, usually their true colors start bubbling up to the surface within the first month. You'll start to see, oh, okay, you ain't changed a damn thing. You ain't changed a damn thing. You're still bringing the same energy. No, sorry, not doing it. Just be patient with it. If you choose to reach out to and communicate with this person, be patient with it. All right. Now we are looking at the singles. Singles and your love interest. Anything left on the table that I left out? And then the next round of readings, y'all, is going to be the mid-month, where I look to see if timelines changed. As you know, you can change your timeline. That's why I give advice. That's the most important part of a tarot reading, is the advice. You know, these readers that just tell you what's going to happen, all they're doing is taking your power away from you. You are not a victim of your future. You have control of your future. Yes, you do. And that's my goal as a reader, is to give you your power back so you can take control of your future, not just sit around and wait for it to happen to you. Singles. 2 of Pentacles reversed. Somebody here, I don't know if it's you or the person that you're interested in, kind of feeling like it's them, honestly. They have so much shit going on in their life. I wonder if they even have time for a relationship. Judgment reversed. Page of Swords, Ace of Swords, both reversed. Hierophant reversed. Communication's not looking that great. Communication may, for some of you, it may be like kind of on and off. Maybe this person's kind of leading you. I'm kind of feeling like this person's stringing you along. That's what this feels like to me. Hang on. Burning up. I feel like you're being strung along, breadcrumbed. Because we got that Seven of Swords in there. Seven of Swords and the Death card reversed. This feels like breadcrumbing energy to me. That's breadcrumbing energy. So Knight of Cups reversed. Breadcrumbing energy. This person knows that you're interested in them. Now, for those of you who have not come straight forward and told them, I don't know how they know, but they can feel it. They can tell that you're interested in them. They can tell, they can feel it. I don't know how you know this person. I don't know if it's a workplace connection or, because we do have the Three of Pentacles here. It was in the reverse. I don't know if it's a workplace connection or maybe it's just like a friend of a friend and you only see them when you go out in a group of friends, something like that. But I have a feeling there's two groups of you. There's a group of you who have, like, this person knows you're into them. But there's another group of you who you haven't really come forward and said it. But I feel like whether you've said something to them or not, they still know. They can still feel it. See? Ooh, bam. See, both y'all feel this connection with that Lover's card there. But either way, this person, I feel like they're stringing you along because they like it. I think that gives them a bit of an ego boost, knowing that you're into them. And them stringing you along, you know? We're going to have to see how they feel about you because I want to see if they're even interested in you. Because believe it or not, I have known people who will string somebody along that they're not even interested in just because it blows their ego up. Ooh, somebody's into me. So they'll string you along, you know? Let me see if this person's even interested. What's this person's feelings, energy, and intentions at the deepest level? Seven of Pentacles reversed. They may feel like this is a relationship that's not worth putting forth work. I don't know why. Ace of Pentacles reversed. Nine of Cups reversed. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, both reversed. For whatever reason, it feels like this person knows that in order to be in a relationship with you, that would take some work, and they don't want to do it. Well, I got news for you. It's going to take work no matter who you're with, you know. But for some reason, they are under the impression that it would take more work. You know what I feel like it is? I think you intimidate them. That's what it is. That's what it is. So I do think there is a level of interest here because this person is lonely. And I do think there is an interest here, but they just don't feel like it would be worth the work. Yeah, they feel like it would be nothing but drama, maybe. I think you intimidate them. Even if I'm not saying that you were ever like rude or mean to them or anything like that. I'm sure that you weren't. Most of them you were not. But maybe, and here's an example. Say it's somebody at the workplace. I'm not saying that it is, but let's just use that example. And when you go to lunch, y'all have a lunchroom, right? And then they sit over at the other table and they overhear one of your conversations with your friends. And they're like, oh shit. Oh damn. Scorpio ain't playing fucking games. Uh-oh. I don't know if I'd want to get into a relationship with Scorpio. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if they heard you talking about something that you were upset about. For whatever reason, you intimidate the shit out of them. Could be an Aries for some of you. I also have Virgo here. Aries and Virgo. Okay. I guess let's just look straight at the advice on this here. Let's look at the advice. Queen of Swords. Page of Swords reversed. Knight of Swords. Communication needs to improve between the two of you. That needs to be step number one. If there is not consistent communication, make that number one. Make it number one. Add them on Facebook or something like that. And make sure that communication is a very consistent thing. See if you all can communicate on a daily basis. Let it be known that there's an interest. And if you can't establish solid communication with this person, like maybe you write them one day and then don't hear from them the next day, and they don't know what, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? Make sure you can establish solid communication first and foremost. Now, for the few of you who already have established solid communication with this person, it's time to take things to the next level. You're probably going to have to come right straight out and say it. Invite them out somewhere. Invite them out, have a couple of drinks. And you're probably going to have to come straight out and say it to this person, honestly. Because again, you intimidate them. You intimidate them, dude. All right. Random general advice. Random general advice. Random general advice. Boom. Ace of Cups reversed. Chariot reversed. Tower card. We got a lot. Okay, where should I start? How about let's start here? Okay, because believe it or not, the majority of the people who ask me this question are either Cancer or Scorpio. I would say that when I get this question, probably 75% of the time, it's either a Cancer or a Scorpio. Should I keep fighting for this relationship? No. No. You never should have had to fight for it. There is a big difference. And I don't care if this is romance, friends, family. I don't care. Across the board. You shouldn't have to fight to keep anybody in your life. Period. There's a difference between putting forth work and effort and fighting for any kind of relationship. Period. You shouldn't have to run and chase after anybody, and nobody should have to run and chase after you either. That's childish shit, okay? If somebody walks out the door, don't you go chasing after them. And don't you expect nobody to come running and chasing after you either. That's childish shit. That's games, dude. That's not love. That's control and manipulation. Okay? So, if you're wondering, will this person fight to be with me? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Because if they're fighting for it, that's not true love. That's control. If you're wondering, should I fight for this? No. No. See, how do you work on a relationship? How do you do that? You hear that a lot with romance. This person comes back and says they want to work on us. You can't work on us. You can't do that. Neither can they. They can't work on us. You know how to work on us? I work on me, and you work on you. That's it. Now, I'll support you when I am available. I'll support you. But there's going to be days where I'm not available. There's going to be days when you're not available. On those days when you're not available, I'm going to have to pull up my big boy pants and fucking do the damn thing. Same thing with you. And that, again, that goes across the board. I don't care what kind of relationship that is. Romance, friends, family. No, you shouldn't have to fight for it. I mean, that's very frequently, that's a really good way to find out whether or not the universe wants somebody in your life, is if you step back. You know, you always hear them say, if you love them, let them go. Now, that's a weird way to put it. I don't really like it being worded that way. I don't like that wording. If you love them, let them go. I mean, let them go whether you love them or not. You know what I'm saying? But let them go to see whether or not the universe wants them in your life. If you take a step back and let somebody go and they drift away from you, the universe is telling you straight up whether or not this person belongs in your life. Yup, sure is. Also, learn to distinguish the difference without judgment between your ego and your intuition. One is not better than the other. No, on the spiritual path, your goal is not to get rid of your ego. That is so stupid when people say that. You know, people who say that, I don't know, every time I've heard somebody say that, you have to get rid of your ego. The ego is so bad. They're just repeating shit that they think sounds cute. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. The ego is the vehicle in which you experience this life. The only way to get rid of the ego is to die. The goal is to get your ego and your higher self working together as a team. That's the goal. The problem is people try to do everything with their ego. They try to control everything with their ego. They try to figure everything out with their ego. They try to solve all their problems with their ego. They do everything with the ego. The ego, while it is incredibly important, and it is a very, very, very powerful force here in this dimension, it can only do so much. It can only do so much. So learning to distinguish that difference. What's my ego? What's my intuition? I had a client come to me a few days ago who said, what's wrong with my intuition? My intuition was always so on point. But here lately, every time I get that strong intuitive feeling to do something, something bad happens. And I'm like, look, you gotta look at it from a much bigger picture than that. Okay? Just because your intuition told you to do something doesn't mean that right away that's going to be a positive, fun experience. Your intuition is telling you that this is a challenge that you need to experience. Think big picture. Big picture. How many times have you taken a look back at something challenging you went through in your life and you say, now I see why I had to go through that. I wouldn't be here today if I didn't go through that challenge or that obstacle. Well, just because your ego says, here, do this, and then you do that thing, and then something bad happens, doesn't mean that you weren't listening to your intuition. You know that you map out every challenge and obstacle that you're going to experience for yourself here in this life before you're born, right? Every obstacle, every challenge, you map that out for yourself. You already mapped it out. You were listening to your intuition. That was your intuition telling you to do that. You just have to think big picture. Oh, okay. All right, well, universe, I don't know why you called me to do that, but I'm trusting that one day you're going to show me why you called me to do that. I don't know why you're making me experience this right now, but I'm trusting that one day you'll show me. And you have to hold and maintain that level of trust. Just because you're going through a challenge or an obstacle doesn't mean that the universe is against you. Just because you had an intuitive nudge to do something and then it was challenging doesn't mean that you weren't listening to your intuition. Okay? And again, don't judge. Your ego is not bad. Okay? That's so stupid. So stupid. All right, well, I feel like those were the messages that my Scorpio friends needed to hear. So, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thank you all once again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget to check the description of this video if you would like to find out how to schedule a personal reading. And remember the big November reading sale, $100 off all Zoom call readings. That will be for the month of November only. December 1st, Zoom call readings go back to regular price, but the pre-recorded personal readings will stay the same, okay? All right, I'm out of here now, y'all. I wish you love, luck, light, and prosperity on your journey. Stay blessed.